Hey, what's going on guys, it's HiveMC.eu here, back again for another video, and today this is a slightly different video. As you can see behind me, I have some computer parts which is from my computer. Now I'm going to do a little series that I'm going to do where I'm going to upgrade my computer bit by bit. So one episode might be in a few months, another might be in a day, you never know. So right here I've got my old computer parts and I built it to build it again, because that's what I do for YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get 10 likes on this video, and yeah, let's build my computer again. Now the first thing you want to do is lift this little retention arm thing up on your motherboard. You want to push it down and away from you, and it should lift straight up. Now there we go. After that you want to get your CPU, and there should be like a little arrow on the CPU socket to match up with your CPU. So what you want to do is get your CPU, be careful not to touch the pins or you will break it, and then you just want to place it gently down in the socket like so. Give it a wiggle, and because I used this system before I took it apart, the thermal paste is already on it and I don't have any new one, so I keep the old one on it, which is fine. And once you do that, you just drop the arm down and you just want to trap it like so. So that's the retention arm is now down, and you're ready to put your CPU cooler on. So you have to put your CPU cooler on now. So this is what I have. It's a fan and it's an Intel based one. Now this is terrible, but it will have to do. So I'm trying to do this one-handed. So what you want to do is just line it up with the holes, and then once you do that, you just have to push these little things in here, and then you got your CPU fan on. So I couldn't put the CPU fan on with one hand, so I cut the video and put it on now, so it's nice and sturdy. So now the easiest part about building your computer is the RAM. So as you can see here, there's two slots. These are your RAM slots, and all you do is push back the white things, and now I have to do it on both sides, but some slots you only have to do it on one. And now this is my RAM. It's not pretty, but it does what it does. It's a DDR3 4GB RAM. Now as you can see, there's like a little notch where my finger is, and you just have to match it up with a notch on the motherboard. So that's easy. All you have to do is push it in, and then you just push down as hard as you can, and it just slots in place like so. So that's pretty easy, and your motherboard is ready to put into your case. Okay, so I put my case on the side. Now I'm not going to put my motherboard in yet, because I have a power supply which is mounted at the top of my case, and it's really hard to get in. So I'm just going to grab it now, which is this old one. It's like 300 watt, which is terrible. It only just does the system, so I need to be upgrading that soon. So what you want to do is just slot it in place, and yeah, because I'm doing stuff one-handed, I can't really slot it in one-handed, so I just slide it in. It's still out, it's not screwed in, so I can just slide that over, and then you can see there's some holes in the side of the case to screw in. So all you have to do is screw that in, and your power supply is done. So because this case is really hard to build in, I'm not going to put the motherboard in yet. I'm going to put this hard drive in next. This is a 1TB hard drive from 2011, so that's quite a long time ago. So for this case, if I can do it, all you have to do is slide it in, and then you have these screws, and you just screw it in, and you screw it in on the other sides. But I'm not going to do it on camera because it's simple. All you need is screws, and yeah, so this is the motherboard now. Woo! So just before we put this motherboard in, we have to put the I/O shield in. Now all you have to do is pop it in this place here, and you just push it in the corners, and it's done. So let's put the motherboard in now. Now the motherboard is easy. All you want to do is drop it on these little stands of here. So like I said, the next and last step is to wire the cables and plug them in. So it's pretty much easy. If you just look on the motherboard, it says like all the sockets, and you can just like easily look where to plug them. So like this fan header here, there's a place at the top of the motherboard. So if I can just put that in, you probably won't be able to see it, but if I just push that in, it's plugged in now, and that's all you have to do. It's just like Jenga. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Let me sort that out so the fan don't catch it. It's annoying, but it's really easy, so I'll come back to you guys once I do all the cables. Yeah. So now I've done all the cables, and I'm sorry about the last clips being a little bit quiet, but now they're fine. There'll be no music in this clip, but I've done all the cables. It's not pretty, but for this case there's no room to do the cable management, there's no grommet holes, and it's a terrible case in general. The only good part about this build is probably the motherboard, and yet that's still not the best, but it's probably the best thing I have there with that nice blue. So after you've done that, all you want to do is put your case side panel on. I've done the back one already, so I'm just going to put that one on and try and boot this computer up now. So if it don't work, then I know I either broke something or something isn't plugged in right. So I'll be right back once I plug it all in. Okay, so I plugged everything in. Let's try and turn this computer on, see if it works. So let's press it. All the light is glowing. My peripherals are glowing up, so hopefully this should work. Now, I know the cables are messy, I can't help that. So let's see if the monitor, it turned on. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If I spam F1, it should bring the BIOS up. But yeah, so obviously that isn't a proper PC build because I didn't have a graphics card, and it's terrible in general. And I know that, I'm sorry, but that was my process of rebuilding my computer. I already done that like 10 times. So anyway guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.